Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new to this channel, you're welcome. In today's video, we'll be drafting the pattern of this stylish dress. So if this is the tutorial you're interested in, please like this video, drop a lovely comment in the comment section, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So we start with the front pattern. So I will label the lines I have here. That's my shoulder, the armhole, the bust, the under bust, and the waist. So I went ahead to draw my armhole. As you can see, I went ahead to draw the armhole over there. So the next thing I will do now is to measure my bust divided by 4. Then I'll go ahead and measure my waist divided by 4. So you may add that allowance to this, or you may not add. So we don't need the that allowance. But looking at my pattern here, the bust to waist ratio is kind of too, the line will be too curvy. So I just have to add the 1 inch dart, though I took it out later. As you can see, it is too bent. So what I did was to add 1 inch dart. So if your pattern is looking like mine, or if your measurement is looking like mine, please add the dart, then you will take it out later. I will explain how you will do that. So at the under bust area too, I measured my under bust divided by 4. Then I added the 1 inch too. So now I can connect this like this, and it won't be too bad. So this is what I have now. So now let's measure the dart allowance. So your nipple to nipple measurement plus ½ inch. So my nipple to nipple is 7. So 7 divided by 2, that's 3.5, and plus ½ inch, that's 4. So I just measured 4 at this point. Then I'll just rule a line there towards my bust area. I'll extend this line upward towards my bust area. Then I'll just take half on both sides. So just as if you want to take your dart. As you can see the way I took it, so I just rule it straight down at the waist. So now for the curve that we have here, I went down by 1 inch at the bust area. Then I'll be connecting this under bust. I'll be connecting it to it. So I'll be connecting it to it like this. So you connect it like this to that point with a curve. So this is what we'll just do. So now for the neckline, some people do use a V neckline for theirs, while some people use a round neckline. So I'll be using a V neckline for this pattern. I may later change it when I'm drafting on my fabric, but for this pattern, let's just use a V neckline. So I'm using 3.5 inches wideness, 3.5 inches wideness by I think about 6 inches. I don't want my neckline to be too deep, so I'm using 6 by 3.5. Then for the shoulder slope, you just go ahead and measure 1 inch below. Then you just connect like that. So now let's just go ahead and cut out the pattern. So you remove the darts, we don't need the darts. So for this part here, like I said, I taped it in, and this is what we have. So now we have to slash and spread this pattern. One method you can use is that at this dart area, that dart opening that we have, you can just divide this pattern into 2. Then you add all your space, or you can just divide it like this, like I'm doing. You can just divide it like this. So the aim here is just to have some opening at this waist area, so that when we want to transfer this, we have space there, so we can just make little gathers at this part, not so much, just little gathers. So this is what we have. So for the back pattern, the back is just a regular back bodice, except you want to do some extra things to yours. It's just a regular back bodice. So the shoulder, the armhole, the bust, the waist. So that's the zipper allowance over there. Then I'll just go ahead and draft this. So I added that to the pattern. I added that to this pattern. So you measure your bust divided by 4, your waist divided by 4, your waist divided by 4, then you add your dart allowance of 1 inch. So now I want to prevent zip bulging, so I usually take ½ inch away from here. So whatever I take out here, I will add it back at this side here. So I'm adding the ½ inch back here. So this is what I have. So for my darts now, my nipple to nipple measurement plus half inch, and I will include the zipper allowance. You know, there's a zipper allowance line there. So I'll just go ahead and make the darts like this. So this is what the back pattern looks like. So for the neckline of the back, if you are doing a V neckline at the front, the back neckline has to be low. So I'm using 2 inches by 3.5 inches for my back neckline. So I'm using 2 inches deep, 3.5 inches wide. So you go ahead and you do your shoulder slope, you connect it to like this, then you go ahead and cut out what you have. So this is the back bodice. So let's go ahead and draft the lower part, the lower waist measurement. So your distance between your waist to your hip, so my waist to my hip is 8, so you just measure that like this. Your waist to your hip, that is from your waist to your hip, mine is 8, so that's why I'm measuring 8 like this. So on this line here, I'll measure my waist divided by 4, that's 6.5. Then at this part here, I'll measure my hip divided by 4. So now you can either add half inch or you just leave it if you want it to be free at that side, but I just added half inch there so that it won't be too tight at the waist area, it can be free. So I just added half inch, that's just for ease. So now you connect it like this. As you can see that we did not add any data allowance, so there's no need for that. So whatsoever you have here, you divide it into 2. Though I did not divide mine into 2 at first, but I later divide it into 2. So just divide it into 2, whatsoever you have there. Mine is 8, so 8 divided by 2, that's 4. So now I did not divide it into 2 earlier, so I'm dividing it into 2 now. So the upper line is the correct line. Now at the waist, at the hip area rather, so whatever you have here, you divide it into 2. So this is what I have after dividing it into 2. Then the next thing you will do is just to go inward. So after dividing it into 2, so from that point there, you go inward by 1.5 inches. So I went inward by 1.5 inches. So now to connect this, so you'll be connecting these new points that we have over here. We'll be connecting it to this upper line, that line that you divide your hip to waist divided by 2. So you connect it like this to the upper part. Then for this other part here, I'm connecting it to the line below that line that is divided into 2. So just 1 inch below. So that's what I'm doing. I'm connecting it just like this. So after you are done, you just go ahead and cut. So for the back, you just add your zipper allowance at this other side here. So just add your zipper allowance when you are cutting the fabric. So for the sleeve, this is what I have. So this is my elbow length sleeve. So I'll just open it up like this. I'll slash and spread it like this. Then I will just let me transfer it on another paper so that I can cut it out. So you can either do this on your fabric directly, or you can just place it on the pattern paper first, then you cut it out. So this part here, I'll be showing you now. So this other part here at that head, there is no straight, that's why, yeah, this part is not straight, that's why I'm cutting it away. So if you are using a straight pattern paper, you don't need to cut that side away. So now this is what I have here. So this is what the sleeve looks like. Another way to cut this sleeve is to cut the fabric directly in form of a flare. So now let's assume we want to transfer this on a fabric, because there are different styles of this dress. So let's assume we want to use a flare for this. As you can see that I've folded this pattern into 2. So just place this lower part over there, then depending on the length you want to use, then you go ahead and just mark it. So I'm just marking a short length. As you can see, I'm just marking something very small here. So there are different methods to this gown. As you can see from the intro, there is one that has gathers at the waist, there is one that just has a flare. So let me know in the comment section which one you want me to recreate in the sewing video. Is it the one with the flare or the one with gathers? So let me know in the comment section. So now I will be explaining this better in the cutting video. So let's go over to our pattern once again. So this is the front pattern. So this is the front. So this is the waist, the front waist. So this is how it will be. So this is the back pattern. Then this is the lower part. So this will serve for the front and the back. So this is the sleeve. So like I said earlier, let me know which of these styles you want me to recreate. Is it the one with gathers? Is it the one with flare? So let me know in the comment section. Thank you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.